My name is Eddie Fenton. I'm the Assistant City Manager for the City of Buena Park. And on behalf of our Mayor and City Council, I'd like to welcome you to Buena Park and to our annual State of the City Address. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon our Mayor Pro Tem, Sunny Youngsung Park, to welcome us this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2021 State of the City. I am Sunny Park, Mayor Pro Tem, and I'd like to first thank our sponsors, Brookfield Residential. If you're here, please, raise your hand or, okay, thank you. And Southern California Edison, SoCal Gas, Eunice, Echo, and West Coast Sand and Gravel. Thank you. I also want to thank the Buena Park High School students for creating these beautiful centerpieces you see before you, as well as the individual city council member videos you will see during the presentation. They did an excellent job, and I thoroughly enjoyed doing my portion of the video production with them. Going through the pandemic was a very challenging but a rewarding experience to me as a local elected. It taught me what leadership means and what our Buena Park residents and businesses would truly need from the local government. As you will see throughout the event, during the pandemic, the city has continued to serve the community diligently and creatively under the circumstances, keeping our local economy going and providing no-contact social events to our residents for their mental and physical well-beings, and taking care of our needy neighbors and small business owners. We have reaffirmed what we are as a community by being resilient, by being practical, and by being equitable to all people. So now we are more than ever committed making this community safer, healthier, and more inclusive, and I look forward to working with all of you to make that happen. Finally, I'd like to do, a little COVID-19 commercial here. Please wear your mask when you're not eating or drinking. We have made every effort to hold a responsible event and hope that you enjoy the rest of the program. Thank you.
Namaste. Om Namo Arihantanam. Om Namo Siddhanam. Om Namo Ayariyanam. Om Namo Vajayanam. Namo Loe Savasahunam. Esho Panchanamukaro. Savva Pava Pranasano. Mangalanancha Savve Singh. Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for providing us this opportunity. We thank City of Buena Park. We bow down to the 5 supreme beings of Jainism. Jainism believes in absolute nonviolence and equanimity of all living beings. So we pray for the well-being and health of all the living beings on this planet. Thank you so much.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a round of applause as we welcome to the stage our city manager, Mr. Aaron France.
Well, thank you, Eddie, and good morning, everyone. Please enjoy your breakfast as it's served. Again, we wanted to welcome you to Buena Park and Knott's Resort Hotel and our State of the City event this year. We've got a lot to tell you about today, so we are going to jump right into our presentation. I'd like to first begin by introducing our City Council, and that starts with the youngest mayor in the history of Buena Park. He's here with his wife, Cheyenne, who's playing hooky from school today. And he's going to join me up here on stage, by the way. That is our mayor, Connor Traut. You've heard from our mayor pro tem already this morning. She's in her third year on council. A round of applause, please, for our mayor pro tem, Sonny Park. Our next council member is in his 25th year on city council. He's here with his wife, Chris, who's also a member of the Savannah School District Board. A round of applause, please, for council member Art Brown. Our newest council member was elected in November after serving as a city commissioner and then a community volunteer. Ladies and gentlemen, Susan Sawney. And then finally, serving her 11th year on City Council after 31 years on the Buena Park School District Board, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Elizabeth Swift.
One 148 lives that have been lost here in the city of Buena Park to the COVID-19 virus. 148 families that will not have a grandparent, a brother, a sister, a friend, a child around the Thanksgiving table this year. I would like to take a moment of silence to think about the families that have lost their lives due to this pandemic. Thank you. So it is not by accident that we are able to be here, so many of us, in a room indoors for the first time in so long. It is not an accident that healthcare workers have helped protect us and save us during this time, so many residents of our community. It is not by accident that we are here today because of the efforts, the tireless efforts of our public safety personnel that kept working and kept keeping us safe through these difficult times. And it's by no accident that our kids are now outdoors playing. Our families are getting back out there, getting involved here in our community through so many events and activities you're going to hear about. It is by no accident due to the hard work of our city employees that kept on working. And it is by no accident that during the first year, if we could have the next slide, the first year of this pandemic, we got through this stronger together from a steady leadership right at the top. A steady leadership with grit, making tough decisions. I was his mayor pro tem during that year and got to see the hard work he did. He has dedicated his life and soul to this city. If I could have a huge round of applause for former Mayor Fred Smith. And that ovation was well-deserved, Fred. Your city, our city, is better off because of your service during the first year of this pandemic. And as we entered the second year of this pandemic and I started my term as mayor, we welcomed with us a new city manager. After our prior city manager, the wonderful, amazing Jim Vanderpool, was taken away from us to the city, work in the city of Anaheim, but that's okay because he had mentored for so long the incredible city manager we now have before us, Mr. Aaron France.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Before I forget, I want to thank some people who helped put this event together, from the flowers to the program to the slideshow. The members of our city manager's office, Eddie Fenton, Jessica Fewer, Gina Van Straten, and Yari Medina. A round of applause for them putting this event together. So we have some new faces representing Buena Park, starting with Congresswoman Young Kim from the 39th District. We welcome back State Senator Josh Newman from the 29th District. And then also Katrina Foley from the 2nd District on the Orange County Board of Supervisors. And two of our elected officials are actually here today, and we'd like to ask Congresswoman Young Kim and Orange County Supervisor Doug Chafee to please stand and be recognized. I would also like to recognize the other elected officials in the room today: school board members, representatives of elected officials, city council members, library board members. If we could have you all stand and be recognized. We'd also like to acknowledge our city commissioners that are here today. They're volunteers. So if you could stand and be recognized and acknowledge the city commissioners in the room. There's an insert in your program that has all the elected officials. We appreciate you all attending today, and I know we have some representatives from Assemblymember Sharon Quirk-Silva's office here as well. Could they please stand and be recognized? So like in past years, we wanted to provide a snapshot of the city's financial position. What you're looking at here are the revenues and expenditures over the last 10 years. This year, we're projecting in a general fund budget of approximately $75 million. Our hotel bed tax was obviously down this year due to the pandemic, but fortunately, a few things actually kept us afloat over the last 18 months. The first thing was our auto dealers had a really strong year. Online shopping was very strong. And then thanks to Congresswoman Young Kim and her colleagues in D.C., we received some stimulus funding from the federal government. So a big thank you to Congresswoman Young Kim. This next slide here is an illustration of our general fund reserve balance, or our rainy day fund. This is also projected out over the past 10 years. Several years ago, our city council actually adopted a policy that 20 to 25% of annual expenditures need to be saved in the event of a rainy day, right? And we have $18 million in reserve as of today. We dipped into this fund balance somewhat, but again, thanks to the work of the federal government, they helped us prop that balance back up. So thank you again, Congressman Young Kim.
This next one is pretty exciting because it's a little something unique here we did in the city of Buena Park. Our Mayor Pro Tem brought forward this amazing idea for a human relations committee, something that there is at the county level and very few cities across this entire state. It was created back in September of last year, so we're on the 1-year mark. It's a 7-member committee of volunteers in our city. So I just wanted to read their mission statement to start because I think it says so important, the great work and the value added that they are doing here in our city. Their mission statement reads, "To aid Buena Park in achieving better human relations in city government and to provide assistance to private persons and groups in promoting goodwill and better relations among all people." So far, this committee has made great strides toward their mission by recommending many things to City Council, including resolutions that celebrate diversity, adding equity to our city's core values, a resolution condemning racism, xenophobia, and intolerance against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, and so much more, and that's just in their first year. So a big shout out and thank you to our Human Relations Committee members that are here joining this morning as well. Our next is an item brought by Councilmember Susan Song. And to me, I think this one says, it's about time. This year, the City Council voted to celebrate and recognize Pride Month by flying the LGBTQ+ Pride flag at City Hall and recognizing Harvey Milk Day. The flag was flown at City Hall from the beginning at Harvey Milk Day through the end of June, and this is just one of the many steps we have been taking to promote equality and inclusion here in our community, including for those who are members of the LGBTQ community and their allies. And this is an item that I brought forward, actually my first action as mayor back in December. Beginning in fall 2022, Buena Park residents will have the choice to end, or for their energy purchasing to be ended from buying it from a for-profit corporate provider and join the greener and cheaper community choice energy. This is to bring community choice energy to here in Buena Park. So a little bit on the history of what this actually is. Back in 2002, Assembly Bill 117 opened the door for community choice energy. It permits California cities and counties to purchase electricity on behalf of their communities. So basically, when more join, purchasing power increases, and CCEs answer to you, not their corporate for-profit shareholders. In December of 2020, the City Council voted to join the Orange County Power Authority as a founding member with the great cities of Irvine, Fullerton, and Huntington Beach. The goals of the OCPA are to offer choice of electricity with higher percentages of renewable energy, to offer electricity at competitive rates and maintain local control. That means we, not just those in Sacramento, finally have a seat at the table. And so that residents are informed of the timeline of when this program is rolling out. March through May of 2022, commercial, industrial, and municipal customers will be notified of this launch. In May of 2022, those customers will have this program officially launch. And the same goes with that notification for residential customers in July and through October of next year. And in October of 2022, this will finally be a reality for the residents here in Buena Park. And by fall of 2022, the launch of one to two programs will be funded by the Public Utilities Commission. So this significant change will mean lower energy bills for your wallets and cleaner energy options for our future.
So back in 2016, the city of Buena Park actually transitioned from at-large to district voting elections. And after every census, the cities are required to redistrict those boundaries to ensure fair and equal representation to all residents. Federal and state law guide the redistricting process, and all of our residents are encouraged to participate. The final redistricting maps must be adopted by April 17th of 2022. And I'd like to acknowledge at this time our city clerk, Adria Jimenez, and our consultant, NDC, who are taking the lead on this project. There are some workshops coming up you can get involved in the redistricting process. There's actually a workshop tomorrow. The City Council wants your input, and community workshops will be held in each district of the city, followed by 4 public hearings. Last year, one of our city's recreation teachers, Kristen Davidson, received the 29th District Woman of Distinction Award. Kristen is a developmental advocate who, among other things, teaches martial arts and teaches special needs children. These kids are from all over. She's a Cypress resident, and Buena Park is really lucky to have Kristen as one of our contract class instructors. So congratulations to Kristen Davidson. So we wanted to share a little bit about the city's efforts related to the pandemic. The city has made it a priority to provide access to testing and vaccinations to not only our residents, but our employees as well. And I believe we have a report from the field from Councilmember Susan Sani.
Good morning, Buena Park. I'm Susan Sani, your District 3 council member. I'm here today with Eddie Fenton, Assistant City Manager, and we're in front of the community center where we're having one of our mini COVID-19 vaccination events this year. Eddie, what an unprecedented past 18 months it's been. The pandemic has affected our community in so many ways. Over 8,000 residents have contracted COVID-19, and unfortunately, we've lost over 130 community members to the disease.
These definitely have been very trying times. We witnessed the entire Buena Park community coming together to slow the spread of COVID-19 by stepping up and caring for their families, neighbors, and coworkers. We are forever grateful for all the frontline workers who have really risked their lives and sacrificed every day to combat this pandemic. The women and men of the Buena Park Police Department, Orange County Fire Authority, and all city workers have done an amazing job serving the public during these unprecedented times.
Most definitely. From the bottom of my heart, thank you all for your hard work keeping each other and our community safe. At the onset of the pandemic, city staff quickly partnered with the County of Orange and community-based organizations to become one of the first agencies to offer free testing for its residents and businesses.
That's right. Together, we held free testing events for thousands of residents around City Hall, Bellis Park, Smith Murphy Park, and Zion Market Center.
Similar to the vaccine event happening here at the community center today, in the past months, we've worked with the County of Orange, St. Jude's Hospital, and COVID Clinic to offer vaccine clinics at city facilities for residents and businesses who don't have access to super sites.
Yes, as of today, vaccines are available to every employee and resident of the community aged 12 and over, regardless of status. Buena Park has just over 50% of our population currently vaccinated, and we'd really like that number to increase. The city and community have really come together to fight COVID-19.
They most certainly have. I'd like to remind everyone that if you're sick, stay home and get tested for COVID-19 at our senior center. We can't do this without you. We're all anxious to say, as we see the light at the end of the tunnel, here comes the sun.
Thank you, Councilmember Sani. So in addition to testing and vaccinations, the city was fortunate to have a number of donors provide the city with personal protective equipment during the pandemic. We wanted to take a moment to thank them very much for their generosity. It was every week we had a new supplier, dropping PPE off at City Hall, many of which went to first responders. So again, a big thank you to our donors. So Buena Park was one of the first cities to establish a small business emergency relief grant program. We were also one of the first to actually reach out to the Small Business Development Center in Fullerton and ask them for their assistance. And our small but mighty economic development department distributed over $2 million in assistance to local businesses. Businesses were able to use the funds for rent, utilities, PPE, and other similar expenses. And I believe our Mayor Pro Tem actually visited a couple of those recipients.
Hi, Buena Park. I am Mayor Pro Tem Sunny Park. We have seen COVID-19 affect all sectors of our community, especially our small businesses. When federal funds started being distributed, Buena Park was one of the first Orange County cities implemented a small business grant program intended to help our local businesses. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with two small businesses that received grant funds from the city's Small Business Emergency Grant Relief Program. First up is Clint's Tuck Shop. We're here in the store, and let's meet the owner. I'm here with Mr. Clint Sunderland of Clint's Tuck Shop, located at 8405 La Palma Avenue. Clint, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Sunny.
Yeah, what a great place.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So can you tell us about your business?
Well, we started in 1972, and it's just grown exponentially every year, and it's and next year it's going to be 50 years, which
Wow.
is like cuckoo to me.
Wow, 50 years, it's amazing,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure, but last year must be very different.
Last year was
Yeah.
very different, Sunny. Unfortunately, our product is linked to crowds. Nobody puts a tuxedo on or a suit and does something by themselves. Everything shut down. The schools shut down.
And so we put out this, small business grant, which you received.
Yes, ma'am.
And can you tell us about how it really helped your business?
It was really a windfall for us. It was really a godsend because at that time, it was probably at our lowest. I mean, nobody was coming in, and that grant really helped us pay the existing bills.
I'm really so happy to hear the grant truly helped the community, and I want to thank you and wish you the best luck. I'm here with Mr. Dustin Troy. And Dustin, would you please tell us about your business?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. OC Violin has been located in Buena Park for the last 6 years. We specialize in making custom violins, repairing instruments, and teaching music lessons.
I look around and see so many beautiful instruments in your store. And now I understand the pandemic was really tough for your business. Do you mind telling us how the grant from the city helped you during this pandemic?
Yes. The grant we received from the city helped us pay rent and other business expenses. It definitely helped us get through a very difficult time for our store.
So I'm very happy to hear that the grant really provided much needed help. I want to thank you for your time today and wish you much success in the future. It has been great to see firsthand how these grants really helped our Buena Park businesses.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Park. The city also received some federal CDBG funds to be used for COVID relief. The city actually developed rental and utility assistance programs for back rent and utilities, and residents were able to use up to $1,500 per month for rental assistance and up to $1,000 a month for utility assistance. The program is still open, so if you have friends or neighbors that are Buena Park residents, we have funding available, and we'd love to get that money in the hands of people who need it.
So I want to start this item by saying thank you to our frontline grocery and retail drug workers for keeping our lives moving throughout this pandemic. Our city recognized that we could do more than just a thank you, so we did. Back in April, City Council adopted an ordinance requiring temporary premium pay for grocery workers. Grocery and drug retailers in particular faced increased exposure risk to COVID-19, while their pay stayed the same, yet their corporate offices reaped millions more in profits. To support our local workers, the new ordinance required each employer to pay an additional $4 per hour for a minimum of 90 days beginning back on April 23rd. And I am proud to report that as a result of this ordinance, there were no legal challenges, store closures, or layoffs, and our employees here in the city of Buena Park were better off for it. Back in February, Buena Park became the first city in Orange County to pass an ordinance limiting the fees charged by third-party delivery services such as Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Postmates. No more could third-party apps price gouge a restaurant in our community with a delivery fee of more than 15% of the purchase price. Our city also prohibited combination of fees other than delivery fees greater than 5% of the purchase price. And we protected worker pay by banning the apps from retaining any portion of the workers' earned tips, all while ensuring our residents were informed by requiring these apps to clearly state fees for each transaction. This ordinance has been in effect since February. Since then, restaurants are now joining more delivery apps and seeing their customer bases grow. Residents throughout the region are ordering more from our city and at a lower cost. And workers are more willing to work for the better pay. And no delivery apps have discontinued service here in our city. The result of this ordinance has been good for Buena Park's businesses, residents, and workers. Throughout much of this pandemic, our senior center was closed, as seniors are an incredibly vulnerable population for COVID-19. So many seniors isolated during this time, so staff wanted to bring a little sunshine. See the pun we did there? I know. Terrible, I know. Sunshine to seniors. We had a vehicle parade consisting of Starbus, medical transportation van, and a city truck, where we visited over 120 seniors. Each senior received personalized signs and bags with books, coloring books, colored pencils, and other great things to stay busy. We also had food distribution, serving so many seniors in our community in one of many ways, including this food distribution program. The senior grocery program was critical to seniors during the pandemic when they were most at risk to go to a grocery store. So we provided drive-up and home delivery options. We saw a need and we filled it. Our Senior Activity Center increased the availability of food with the assistance of Second Harvest Food Bank of Orange County. From the first and third Thursday of every month, or of the month, to every Thursday from April 2020 all the way until May of 2021. And on Thursdays, seniors and families received a 30-pound box of fresh and canned goods placed directly in their trunks. So they were able to drive on up, and we were able to help get them the food directly at our senior center. Through this amazing program, over 200 families were served every week. There was also a first responder appreciation parade held back on Saturday, May 23rd of 2020. It was put together by the WISE team, a local husband and wife realtor team, to show the community's support and appreciation for our first responders. There were approximately 400 to 500 vehicles from throughout our community. The vehicles ranged from classic muscle cars to current cars. We even, as you can see in the photo on the bottom right, we even had a tractor show up.
So we're really excited to talk about a couple of our affordable projects that are happening in the city right now. And this first one is at 7101 Lincoln Avenue. This is near the corner of Knott and Lincoln. It's adjacent to the Harbor Freight Store, and CNC will be the developer on that site. The city initially purchased that property with low and moderate housing funds, and we had planned to put the navigation center there. But after some community input, we pivoted away from that site and are doing this affordable housing project instead. The project will have about 55 units. It'll be restricted to 30 to 70% of area median income. It will include 10 permanent supportive housing units, 11 veteran family units, and student family units. There will be a variety of services offered at this location, including after-school tutoring, exercise and nutrition classes, workforce development services, among others. Another development that's underway is our Orchard View Senior Apartments. This is located on Valley View. It'll coexist with the St. Joseph Episcopal Church. If you're not sure what that is, that's between Crescent and La Palma. This will be a 66-unit development available to seniors that income qualify. It will include a 3,000 square foot community center. It's a national core project. They do a great job. And the architecture style at this location will be California Mission.
This next project has been a long time coming, and we're excited that they're scheduled to commence construction next month. To be built at the Los Coyotes Country Club, we have the villas at Los Coyotes Country Club being built by Brookfield Residential. This is going to be an 80-unit luxury condominium project. It's a 3- and 4-story elevator-served build. There's 3- and 4-story elevator-served buildings, and these units are going to range from 1,600 to 3,600 square feet per unit. And I see we have the representatives here from Los Coyotes Country Club. Congratulations on this project. Another exciting one. This is called Magnolia Square, located at the former AT&T site at Orangethorpe and Magnolia Avenues. This is going to be built by KB Homes. It's 108 townhome units, and it's estimated to be completed at the end of next year.
So we wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things that are now open as well. I'm going to start with Knott's Berry Farm. We are so excited to have Knott's Berry Farm back open. They're such a big part of our community here in Buena Park. They were shut down for about 15 months. They were supposed to celebrate their 100th anniversary last year. It was postponed to this year. The celebration actually wrapped up on Labor Day. It was through the summer, but again, I'd like to acknowledge the folks here from Knott's Berry Farm. Again, they're such a big part of the Buena Park community. And if you're wondering, Knott's Scary Farm will be back this year. Their first night is September the 16th, next Thursday, and Scary Farm goes through Halloween evening. And just a quick thank you to Knott's and their staff for hosting us again here today. I think this is the 10th year in a row we've had the State of the City here at Knott's Resort Hotel. So again, John Storbeck, Rafi Kaprelian, Don Prescott, Aida Holmes, all your team, thank you again. And the service workers that are serving breakfast this morning, a big thank you to them as well. So Buena Park continues to be a hotspot for new and upcoming restaurants and eateries. In September of last year, Buena Park was featured in AAA Magazine for its great food. And you can't mention great food in Buena Park without mentioning Porto's. And I know Betty Porto is in the audience somewhere. Where are you, Betty? There she is. Okay. Thank you for being here. But this article included features on Asian, American, Central American, and European cuisine, as well as desserts and specialty drinks. So some deserved recognition for Buena Park eateries here in the city. So another great spot that is now open is this next establishment, Gaucho Grill. It's officially open. This replaced the El Torito restaurant on the corner of Valley View and Orangethorpe. It's a twist on Argentine steakhouse favorites. It's known primarily for their meats, but they do have some really great vegetarian options as well. The restaurant includes a mercado where you can buy meats, wine, and much more from home cooking and dining. So if you haven't been to Gaucho Grill, please go check it out. Broken Yoke is now open as well. They opened this summer. They're located on the southeast corner of Beach and La Palma, just across from Knott's and right next door to the Cauldron. They're known for their breakfast menu, but they do serve lunch as well. They have a handful of locations here in Orange County, with this being their newest. Great breakfast spot with quite the following, so definitely give that one a look also. And then Grange 39, this is at Buena Park downtown. They have a wide variety of options at Grange. Chubby Monkey is an Asian fusion establishment. California Pita Grill has Mediterranean plates. Burger Monster is everything that you think it is. And Egg Slice has some great breakfast sandwiches, chicken katsu, sausage, bacon, and I think Bill Mcmullen is here, the owner, if I could. There he is. All right. Thanks for being here.
And Mr. City Manager, if I could give an extra shout out to Bill Mcmullen, just to kind of let the community know what a great heart we have, is just one example of one of our restaurants, or our eateries here in the city. He is local, born and raised, and he opened right when the pandemic started, and all the workers, they didn't have work, they didn't have their jobs. And so this local born and raised resident decided that's not right, and he paid his local his local workers during the entirety when they were closed. And that kind of heart is something that I think it will continue to be rewarded with my service going to eat there, and the food there is amazing. So I just wanted to give you an extra shout out, because that was amazing that you did that.
And just to quickly wrap up the dining section, we had to mention this hidden gem. In 2020, OC Register named Ramen and Skeimin Tao the second best ramen restaurant in Orange County. If you don't know, it's located on Valley View and Cerritos at the very southern tip of the city. It's surrounded by the city of Cypress. The owner and chef worked 10 years perfecting his miso ramen before locating his first restaurant right here in Buena Park. Congrats to them. We know they'll be at the top of the list next year.
So next, I'd like to introduce to you a new park that we're going to be having here in our city, located on 8th Street adjacent to Western Avenue. This is called Rick Gomez Park. This is the first new park in our city. As our name might sound, you might think we build them every year, but this is the first new park in our city in 25 years and will feature a baseball theme. Go Angels of Anaheim. And I see we had some friends here before we get on with this, we had some friends here from Anaheim. As you can see, Buena Park is located north of Anaheim, and we are still not in LA County. Again, go Anaheim Angels. The new park will include an age-appropriate playground, fitness and exercise equipment, small walking trail, baseball-themed climbers, picnic shelters, a new block wall next to a park neighbor, ample trees to provide shade, public art, security lighting throughout the park. And the park is named in honor of Rick Gomez, a Buena Park resident who was a children's baseball coach and Parks and Recreation Commissioner for decades. It is a very worthy honor to honor Rick Gomez with the naming of this park. We have already broke ground and started construction, and it is estimated that before Christmas, this brand new park in a very well-needed location will be opening. Here's another exciting one that's very innovative. So those that are here, especially those from neighboring cities, please listen closely to this, because I would love to see you replicate this in your city. I think this is a great idea that should spread elsewhere. This park is a joint project with the Buena Park School District, utilizing a joint use agreement. It is located on school property in underutilized field area. The park will be utilized by the school during the day and the general public after school, weekends, and during the summer. The city has applied for a State Prop 68 grant, and we should know soon whether we receive it. I think we will. The park includes STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, features, including a fraction ball basketball court, 2 exercise equipment, outdoor teaching amphitheater, and a quarter-mile walking path. Currently, the project is being reviewed by the California Department of State Architects while we wait to hear about the grant. And it is just such an amazing opportunity to have a win-win for the school site, the surrounding community, and the same children that both the city and the school district serve. And I hope this will be the first of more park partnerships like this to come in and around our city.
So I don't have to tell anybody in this room, but one of the biggest challenges, not only for our community, but statewide and maybe across the nation, is homelessness. In 2019, Buena Park, along with 11 other cities in North Orange County, joined efforts to construct and operate 2 navigation centers, one here in Buena Park and one in the city of Placentia. The city of Placentia opened their shelter in March 2020. Buena Park opened our shelter in July. And I believe our mayor was out and has a report from the field.
Hi, I'm Connor Traut, mayor here in the city of Buena Park, standing in front of our new Buena Park Navigation Center, right here in the heart of our city's industrial area. The center was constructed to assist people experiencing homelessness and is owned and managed by the Buena Park City as well as 11 other cities. And part of this building was actually constructed with repurposed shipping containers. The regional joint effort has been brought together to bring resources from all the cities to create a place where unhoused individuals have access to a variety of vital resources. Hi, I'm here with Larry Haynes from Mercy House, the third-party operator of this shelter. Larry, this is such an amazing, beautiful building, but we know the true beauty is what happens inside this building. Could you tell us a little bit about how people get off the streets and get to come in here into this building?
Sure, thanks, Mayor. We're so excited to be a part of this project. Yes, individuals who are living on the streets of all the partner cities, and only them can be referred into the program. And they're referred to us by the local police departments, homeless liaison officers, and of course city outreach teams.
That's amazing, and it's really helping change a lot of lives here in this building. Could you tell us maybe a little bit more about the amazing services that go on here at this building?
So here at the Navigation Center, we do an assessment when somebody comes in, and that assessment really works, does 2 things for us. It helps us create what their housing plan is, right? Based on what the person's needs are, what their vulnerabilities are, their capabilities. This will indicate to us just who the right housing partner might be. They need rapid rehousing, permanent supportive housing, whatever it might be. The other thing, though, that this assessment does is it then gives us a roadmap for the types of supportive services they need, be it medical services, mental health support, substance addiction issues. And we're fortunate to have a great medical partner in KCS Medical to help us actually address a number of those issues right here at the facility.
It's great that this facility can coordinate so many services on site, as well as provide access to outside agencies. I feel it's so important not only to help house these individuals, but to also provide services that are beneficial to their overall wellness. I want to introduce you to James Brooks. James, you work at Mercy House here, but not too long ago you were experiencing homelessness yourself. Could you tell us maybe a little bit about how facilities like this really help people and change their lives, including your own story?
13 years ago, when I found myself finding my way back from addiction, I wish that something like this would have been there at that time. Now that we have these sorts of programs in place, this will allow people, first of all, hope, which I think is the most important thing for a person that's experiencing homeless at whatever level, whether it's your first time being homeless, whether they have mental health issues going on, substance abuse, or a combination of thereof.
Wow, what an awesome success story, James, that you have been a true example for the people who are coming through these doors here at the Navigation Center. I appreciate the courage you've had to share your story with us today.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you for joining us today as we learned a lot about the limitless potential that this beautiful Navigation Center brings not only to this city, but really to this entire region to help people get off the streets and get into housing and the services they need. And our city, while we're sticking on homelessness, we're so proud to have a police department and a city council that jointly understand that no community can arrest its way out of homelessness. Beginning July 1st, in partnership with St. Jude and the cities of Fullerton, as well as us here in Buena Park, we began sending trained social workers and caseworkers to respond to non-emergency homeless and mental health calls. This, along with our impactful Navigation Center, are just some of many examples of our city's innovative approach to solving homelessness.
And I believe we have some elected officials from the cities of Stanton, La Palma, Fullerton, Cypress, and Anaheim, all of our North Spa partners. Could you stand up and just be recognized quickly? Okay, and the city also embarked on a Beach Boulevard median improvement project that renovated medians and parkways from La Palma to Crescent Avenue. The improvements included landscaping, hardscape, irrigation, and lighting. There was a physical barrier that was installed, shaped like a roller coaster, obviously, for obvious reasons. The barrier was intended to prevent pedestrians from jaywalking because our police chief had mentioned that it was really a safety hazard for folks running across Beach Boulevard. So this project was completed in June, and we think it really adds a lot to the entertainment corridor. And then finally, last year the city completed a historical renovation of both the Whitaker Janes Estate and the Bacon House. And if you're not sure where that is, then shame on you. They're directly across the street from City Hall in our little historic district. The project included preservation, rehab, restoration, and reconstruction of the existing structures there. I really want to thank Sharon Quirk Silva. She was instrumental in getting us a big grant to make that project happen. So thank you to Sharon Quirk Silva. And please check the Visit Buena Park website to schedule a tour, or you can visit Monday through Thursday from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Next, I want to talk about some of our elementary school districts here in our city. They have all had bond projects in the recent years, and they've really made great improvements over the past several years, including in 2020 was no exception. So we want to go over to Councilmember Dr. Elizabeth Swift, who has an update for us in a video.
Good morning, Buena Park. I'm Beth Swift, one of the City Council members, and I'm here at Dysinger School to take a look at the new improvements in the Centralia School District. And beside me is the Centralia Superintendent, Norma Martinez. And she's going to describe some of the things that have happened at this school and throughout the district. Norma, great to have you.
Thank you, Dr. Swift. Welcome to Dysinger School. It's my pleasure to showcase some of the work that we've done here in the district. Immediately behind us, the most impactful change that we've made safety enhancements to all of our school offices. So as you can see, the revolutionary thought of the front door is at the front of the building. And so now parents can, with great ease, find our school offices. But from a safety perspective, it's really that idea of a single point of entry. We are in the process of modernizing all of our classrooms. We've already modernized grades 3 to 6. And in those classrooms, you have electronic displays, you have internet, you have one-on-one devices for students, we have movable furniture, of course, refreshed carpet, paint, and all of these things that are conducive to a great learning environment. We will begin the work of our primary classrooms in the coming year to modernize those as well. To my right, you can also see not a Measure N project, but a capital outlay project. Our district really wanted to focus on our central kitchen. We wanted to make sure that it was a safe space for our employees, but also a place where we can be very efficient and maximize our cooking. So we have expanded significantly the square footage of the facility. We've also purchased all new equipment and some packaging machines so that we can continue to expand our scratch cooking program and provide fresh meals to our students daily.
Thank you so much for letting us visit you here at Dysinger, and thank you for all the information about the improvements in the districts as well as this school.
You are very welcome. Thank you for coming by today.
Our pleasure. Centralia School District is not the only district who has been hard at work recently. Buena Park High School, the only high school in the city, also saw many great improvements. They have a new swimming pool, agricultural classrooms and a farm, baseball and softball fields, a new parking lot with solar panels above. In other words, basically a brand new campus. And the Buena Park School District has constructed a new performing arts music building at Buena Park Middle School. And then Savannah School District has also installed water bottle filling stations at Holder Elementary School. I'm so impressed with all the new capital improvement projects that are improving the learning environments for our Buena Park children.
That was so wonderful to see the impact these school district bonds have on our community. And as a former president of the Centralia School Board myself, I will share with you the importance of understanding that only school site maintenance, not modernization, is funded. So it is up to us as a community to support better schools, and we continue to prove that we overwhelmingly do, as these bond measures have passed by a significant majority. Also, a very proud spotlight to the Centralia School District for having completed their Measure N bond projects thus far under an agreement that ensures a local, skilled, and trained workforce. Truly an example for keeping jobs local for Buena Park residents and hiring the best and brightest. Great work to all of our school districts on such amazing success in all your impactful bond projects. Next is a little bit of a transition we had in our city because of enrollment fluctuations. This year, Beatty Elementary School transitioned to be Beatty Middle School, including 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students. This is a permanent change that will address declining enrollment in the Buena Park School District. Beatty joins Buena Park Middle School, which transitioned from Buena Park Junior High, as the two middle schools are in this district, again, grades 6 through 8. And we have in our city someone we're very proud of, an educator we're very proud of. Buena Park Middle School teacher Shelly Romanoff-Andros received one of the 2020 Teacher of the Year awards. She teaches 7th and 8th grade STEM electives, including robotics, coding, and horticulture. Also, she leads the Femineers program that inspires female students with opportunities in science, technology, engineering, and math. She helps students of all abilities achieve success, and we at the City of Buena Park are very proud of her. Congratulations, Shelly. Something cool that got to happen for a very lucky student. One thing that happened to it was last year, was the inclusion of a Pendleton Elementary School student on the attached SpaceX mosaic. The Pendleton Elementary 6th grade graduate, Milan Rosario, is one of the many faces included in the mosaic you're looking at. So the significance of this mosaic is that it was actually flown not on this planet. It was flown on the International Space Station with NASA astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley on Crew Dragon for the Crew Demo 2 mission.
And we want to give you a public safety update today as well, and that begins with our police memorial. Recently, the police memorial was completely redesigned. A big proponent of that project was Councilmember Art Brown. We unveiled that police memorial in May. That coincided with Police Officer Memorial Week, and I believe Councilmember Brown was out in the field.
Good morning, Buena Park. I'm Councilman Art Brown, and I'm here this morning at the beautiful Police Officers Memorial with Sergeant Roger Crumley and Mark Averill from the Purchasing Department. We'll talk more about that. Roger, would you tell us something about the memorial?
So the Buena Park Police Officers Memorial was built to dedicate and remember and honor the 4 men that made the ultimate sacrifice for the city of Buena Park. It honors Daryl Buck Kate, Tyler Pinshot, Shane York from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, and Daniel Ackerman.
Well, certainly an event that remembered by everybody here in Buena Park. Can you tell us about the unveiling in May?
Absolutely, Art. So the unveiling was held on May 13th, 2021. It was held right here, City Hall, the police station. It was significant because May 13th falls within the middle of the National Police Memorial Week, which is recognized to the whole country to recognize the men and women of law enforcement. Quite a wonderful event. We were able to bring together members of the community, members of the law enforcement community, and more importantly, the families of the men that we were recognizing that day: Daryl Bud Kate, Shane York, Tyler Pinshot, and Daniel Ackerman. It was a wonderful event and will not be forgotten.
Well, thank you, Sergeant Plumley, for the explanation of the event. It's a beautiful dedication that day, and we remember by everybody in Buena Park. So thank you. We now have Mr. Mark Averill from the city's purchasing department who will explain the construction of the memorial.
Thank you, Councilmember Brown. The memorial started off with a very small conceptual drawing and evolved into the fitting memorial we see behind us. It involves a female kneeling officer presenting the flag to a small child, with male officers saluting the presentation in the background. All of the statues are the likeness of actual city employees. The two officers are actual Buena Park police officers, and the small child is the daughter of a city employee as well. The memorial was a very collaborative effort amongst all departments, with the city manager's office, the police officers association, public works, and purchasing.
I understand that the city commissioned an outside artist for the design of the memorial. Can you tell us about that?
Sure can, Art. Yes, the statues were designed and created by Broden Studios, which is based in Minnesota. They went to great lengths to incorporate an extreme amount of detail into the statues. You can see that in the duty belts, you can see that in the detail in the actual badges, even going down to the bell tower has the bell in it.
I want to thank you and Sergeant Plumley both for this great memorial. I know the public will enjoy this for many years to come, and it does honor our officers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Councilmember Brown. We definitely wanted to mention this great story. This spring, an 11-year-old resident by the name of Travis Navarro was honored by OCFA. He was honored at a media event at Fire Station 61. The pictures here are from that event with Chief Fennessy. Travis's mother went into a seizure. Travis dialed 911, stayed calm and poised, provided all the information to the first responders over the phone until the paramedics arrived. Travis received a certificate of recognition from the City Council as well as from OCFA. We are proud to have a hero like Travis in our community. We definitely wanted to highlight that this Saturday is the 20th anniversary of 9/11. OCFA is hosting an event at their headquarters in Irvine as well as at Fire Station 61. We ask you to check the city website for more information on those events. But at this time, I'd like for all first responders to please stand and be recognized.
Due to the pandemic, traditional public events just weren't feasible for much of the pandemic. So Community Services Department, they quickly pivoted to drive-through events. The first being the Spring Extravaganza, just 2 weeks after the pandemic started. Other drive-through events included Cops and Goblins, Candy Cane Lane, and Senior Valentine's Movie Night. So we were still able to connect residents at a safe distance. And these events were so successful. I mean, Jim Box, our director of community services, I think it was the Cops and Goblins night, how long was it supposed to go until, and how long did it actually go until? I think it went about 3 hours longer or so or more because we had so many people wanting to get out and do something, and we know that made our community feel very connected, get a little bit of sense of normalcy, and to just get back out there. So really great work, and just a big round of our applause for our Community Services Department who puts these on. So prior to 2020, the city would invite college graduates to attend their council meeting to be recognized for their achievement. But in light of the pandemic, staff chose to go a different direction, where we would go to graduates' houses and present the certificates in person. And the method was so successful that we as a council decided we want to continue this every year. It's so much fun getting out there. So it was great for the council to get out in the community and recognize our well-deserved residents. And so to recognize those in the room who have graduated recently, the centerpiece on your table today is for the most recent graduate of a college or a trade school. So at the end of the event, figure out whoever is the most recent graduate, and that's who gets the centerpiece. Art Brown's raising his hand that he's getting it at his table.
And Mr. Mayor, those centerpieces are for our guests to take, but the vases need to be returned to either City Hall or the Buena Park High School.
So we've also been very fortunate to continue to have concerts in the park and movies under the stars. We've been able to continue concerts in the park this year and had just an amazing turnout and such a fun time. My wife Cheyenne and I, we attended every single one for actually both these types of events, and we know the community's really much enjoying it. Everybody sits in pods, so they're spaced out, but I mean, gosh, even the Flash Pants one, we must have had 2,000 people there. This place was absolutely packed. And so we also are hosting Movies Under the Stars and continuing to host that. So for those with young children that are here today, or maybe those that are with the elementary school districts, we encourage you to share that information with your family as you also see it. I believe it's on the program, right? On the back of that, you'll see that listed. So make sure to get that shared out there in the community. And so in a year marked with so much uncertainty, our city stands together certain of one thing. The state of Buena Park is strong and the sun is back in our town. Together, we are so very proud of the progress we have made and the renewed sense of hope and optimism for a better tomorrow. Buena Park is back, and on behalf of the city of Buena Park and the city council, we thank you for joining us this morning. Stay strong, get vaccinated, and get back out there. Have a great rest of your day, Buena Park.